What's going on? So today we're going to create a program, and we're going to be dealing with arrays and for loops, so it's going to be very exciting stuff. Here we go. Okay, so we have our, including this library, stdio.h, and we're creating the main area where we're going to put all our main code. It's the main program. I'm going to get into functions later, and that's going to be even more exciting. But for now, let's just deal here. So we're dealing with arrays. Alright, so a character array is basically, or an integer array, a floater array, you can make them all. It's cool that way. So just call this char array, boom, and I can give it 10 spots. So you got your square brackets, how many spots you want, and end with semicolon. So now this only takes in one digit. If you want to do a string array, this is an old code, remind you. Let's call this string array. Do that. Still want to make 10 spots, but what I can do, that little star there in front of it makes it a string array. So what we can do now, array 0 equals alright, and then I'm just going to print string array equals Alright, so let's run this code. Oh, didn't like that all of a sudden. Print f. Oh, I didn't even finish it off. Jesus. Okay. So it's going to be a string. So it's percentage %s. What variable is going in there? Well, obviously, I'm going to put in string array. Whoops. Square brackets. And it's number 0. Whoops. There we go. Hot damn. Okay, cool. So string array 0 is going to equal. So this is in the brackets, so this is just going to be printed. And this variable, whatever's in here, is going to go straight into there. That's kind of the hope. Oh, still doesn't like it. What the fuck? Dick. Oh! Alright, always simple things. Okay. So string array 0 equals, dude, you're fucking programming. And that's just brilliant. That is what we want. Just see. And now for loops, this is what's interesting. For loops are loads of fun. This is where programming gets cool, right? Okay, so again, sorry, you got your for, you got your curly brackets, and then you got the big brackets. So code's reading down this way, and it's going to stop. It says for loop. It's going to be like, hey, what's going on over here? So what you can do is you can declare a variable. There's 3 parts to a for loop. So you declare a variable. In this case, I want a counter, so I'm going to make it an int, or an integer. And I'm just going to call it I, because who cares? You can call it X. You can call it, you know, Matt Damon, whatever. Okay, so you got int Matt Damon equals 0. So if Matt, so then you're going to put your if statement in here without actually typing the if, but Matt Damon. Oh, you know what? To make this, that's actually more accurate. There we go. Damon. So for loop is while Matt Damon is less than 100. That's how long it's going to go on for. So while Matt Damon is less than 100. And then I'm going to have Matt Damon plus plus. So every time this loop runs, it's going to print out what's ever in here. And that's going to be really cool. We're going to do it 100 times, or we can do it as many times as we want. We can do it as 1,000 times. Yeah, so check this out. So let's compile this code. Oh, didn't like something. Boom. There we go. There you go. So it printed out. Dude, you're fucking programming 1,000 times in half a second. That is amazing stuff. So there you go. You should feel good about that, because you should. Okay, especially if you're still with me or listening to me here. Okay, you should be having some fun. Okay, so now we all know all this. So let's put all this together. We're gonna input 10 integers, like in the program, using this loop and using everything here. So let's just start over. Let's just erase this. Yeah, perfect. Variables. Now you can keep it if you want, but I'm just gonna start. Okay, so we need to take in 10. Okay, so taking in digits, integers, so we're going to make an int array, or you can call it, no, let's call this Matt. No. So whatever, like if you're taking in ages, or if you're taking in lucky numbers, here, let's call it lucky numbers. And because it's integers, you don't need to add the star there. That's only for the character to make it into a string. And how many do we want here? We want you to enter in 10 lucky numbers. Okay, so and then we're going to create a for loop. All right, so int Matt Damon. So Matt Damon's the variable. He's going to equal 0, semicolon. And then while Matt Damon is less than 10, and for every loop, Matt Damon is going to add 1. And what's going to happen 10 times here? This is the fun stuff. So because also with arrays, you can also in code, you can switch numbers with variables, like say this variable. So it will count along exactly in tune to slot stuff in here. So let's check this out. So let's print f. Oh, please, let's make him polite. So please enter 10 lucky numbers. Okay, so that's what it's going to say. Please enter 10 of your lucky numbers. So then scanf. Actually, what we can also do, I might as well make this easier to follow along. Please enter number %d because we're going to put it integer here. Oh, first this is going to, all right, sorry, going back. Now this is going to kick it to the next line. And then hopefully, please enter number, and scanf will be on the same line. Okay, so please enter number, whatever Matt Damon is thinking about right now. That's the number he's going to. Please enter number, Matt Damon. Okay, so it's going to be number 0. Matt Damon. Ooh, we can do something sneaky here. +1. There we go. All right, let's try that. And then so scan these. So you're taking in the digits. That's going into the quotes. And where are we putting them? We're putting them in lucky numbers. You can copy and paste that, but I like to type. It's a waste of time, but it gets me comfortable with typing. Lucky numbers. All right, and check it out. What number are we at? Well, whatever number Matt Damon is thinking about right now. So 0 is going to be the first spot. Shut up. Okay, so 0 is the first spot, so it basically goes to 0 to 9, and then that makes 10 spots. And so whatever number Matt Damon is thinking about here, right now he's thinking about number 0. The first time it goes around, so that's going to put. So you're going to enter a number into that first spot, but because Matt Damon +1, whatever Matt Damon's thinking about, +1 is going to call it number 1, because you don't want to tell the user number 0. That just confuses them. They just don't know any better. So let's just not disrupt the apple cart here. Or oranges. Now, okay, so we're taking in that. So let's just see if this works, and then let's print out printf. The numbers you entered are, and then next line. Number %d %d. Oh, I'm gonna have to make another for loop here, so let's put this in a for loop as well. So, and then don't forget the bracket. Okay, let's give it some space here. So, and I just call this x this time. Equals 0. Well, x is less than 10. Use the same number. X plus plus. Okay, so the numbers you entered are number. So x +1. So that'll cycle through. Whoops. Equals, and we're putting in another number, so %d, %d. So don't forget the comma there to space that up, and then also commas to split this up. And then what do we got here? We got our lucky numbers, whoops, square brackets, and then you could just put your x in there. Yeah, so this now should print out. So here's your array. You have your number, whatever Matt Damon is thinking about, and it's going to run 10 times, because while Matt Damon is under 10, or thinking about numbers under 10, and then every time it loops, he's going to add 1. Damon's going to add 1 to his numbers. So let's try this. Let's try this out. Ooh, what do we got here? Okay, so usually when you get errors and stuff too, just give a quick glance, make sure you got your semicolons and your quotes, because that's usually the problem. Please enter 10 of your lucky numbers. Please enter number 1. Okay, so there's no space there, so that already looks horrid. So let's fix that. Please enter number I'm going to give it a space and colon there. Ah, jeez, look at that. Okay, please enter number 1. Well, okay, 14. Whoops. And she skipped all the way to the end. Oh, scanf. What am I forgetting here? Always, when you're entering into variables, you got to use operand. My bad. Okay. Boom. 14. Ah, and it's repeating lucky numbers all the time. Okay. Copy. Cut. Paste. Perfect. So now it'll only show up once. So I put it above the for loop. There we go. There we go. Okay, 14. Ah, sexy, sexy. Look at that. That is just, you can just put whatever. Starts at 9. Oh, and goes to 10. The numbers you entered are, boom, look at that. If you're still with me, congratulations, because you are now really doing some fucking programming here, and this is really cool stuff. Okay, so now that we have, we can store numbers in this array. So now we also want to total the numbers in the array, as well as figure out what is the highest and lowest. So with that, we're going to need some more variables, and guess what? They're all probably going to be ints too. So sum total. That's, that's actually a pretty decent variable name. Int max num and int min num. Okay, so to get the total, this is going to be really easy. So within this for loop already, we can just add something here. So we have the variable sum total. What are we going to shove in this sum total? Well, we're going to, okay, so this is cool. So if we just wanted to throw one number in, and then do this, numbers, and then throw in the Matt Damon, what's he thinking about? Because they all have to be the same thing that Matt Damon's thinking about. So, and these will all line up, because these will all be the same at the same time. Okay, so, so you got your lucky numbers, Matt Damon. So if you just had this, this would constantly just rewrite over that number. But if you want to add to it, just add the plus beforehand, and now it'll add every time. And then, so this for loop, okay, so I don't really want this for loop anymore. Let's see, let's get rid of this guy, because that was just printing out all the oh god, what was it printing out? It was printing out all the numbers, but we don't want to do that. We just want the sum total, the maximum and minimum number. Alright, so now we're going to go to if statements. So back to if statements. Still going to make one of these. So within this loop, see, still within the for loop, just so you know where you are. So within the for loop, it's going to then sneak over into the if statement. So if okay, let's say, so if max is greater than lucky numbers, Matt, whatever Matt Damon's thinking about, if that happens, okay. Okay, let's see. I don't know. Do we need to even do that? So if the max number, so the max number is nothing. Well, let's try something out here. So if the max number, which is right now, is nothing, I want to actually have to call it the same thing, or else it's not going to work. if the maximum number is greater, then what do I want to do? I want to take whatever in the lucky number. No, I don't want to do anything. If the max number, there we go, is less than the lucky number that's being shown right now, then max num is going to equal whatever this is. So it's going to always put in the highest number. And Damon, okay. Perfect, so that's that if statement. You see it there. All right, so I'm going to do another if statement. So if min num is greater than lucky numbers. Whoops. Got the brackets. There we go. So if the minimum number is greater than the lucky numbers, then obviously we're going to fix that. And we're going to put so if the minimum number is still greater, then we're going to put a lower number in there. And that's how that's going to work. Whoops. No. Whoa. Here we go. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. So it's all going to be in the one loop. But we usually should put something in there first. So... Alright, let's just see what happens here. I'm kind of curious. So let's run this. Oh, but we have no way of printing it out then. So that's the end of the for loop. So we are going to need another for loop for int initializing. Well, right, because I used Matt Damon. Oh, okay, yeah. So I can use I this time. Does, like I say, it doesn't matter. It's less than 10, and then plus. Why am I making another for loop? No, you know what? No, that's totally wrong. I'm just going to do some printfs here outside of the for loop. So min is percentage %d, because I'm going to put in a number, and what variable am I putting in? Min num. All right. Printf the max number is percentage %d, because I'm putting in an integer, and whoops, max num. And then of course printf is percentage %d. So we're not putting in floaters, but you can change that to float, and then you just change that to f if you want. If you wanted the 0.00 whatever, make it more accurate, more scientific. Sum total. Okay, so then here, after it goes through all these, it's just going to put, and then that's, oh yeah, and that's definitely the end bracket. All right, why not just comment that? Yeah, just give some space. Give me some room to breathe. Okay, so what happens here? Okay, so we got 10, 20, 30, 70, 80, 100. Wow, okay, so that that didn't work at all. No, why did not work? Okay. Okay, so hold on, everyone. We're gonna do some stuff here. Looks like I'm doing this a bit wrong. So let's correct this. So you see here where my end of for loop is. I'm gonna take that. Probably get rid of that then. So my end of the for loop, boom. is right here. And then so it'll go into this, and then once it's done that, then it'll continue on into here. But I also need this in a loop as well. So, okay, bear with me here. So for one of those, and then I put this back at the bottom. End of second for loop. Okay, so then that guy gets moved in. Let's do some indenting. Okay, so within this guy, for loop, so I equals 0. I less than 10. I plus plus. Okay, so it's going to do this 10 times. Whoops. Okay, so this is going to do this 10 times. It's going to find the max and the min. Okay, so these will work, but see, if I put it all in the same for loop, these numbers aren't initialized. So then C is having trouble trying to find a correct number. So if you do them afterwards, so you put them all in, and then you do another round of for loops. But you can take the first number, because this part is only going to run once. Max number equals key numbers. Okay, so let's go into our array and pick out the first number. Min. Do the same thing with the min num. Yeah, nope. Min num equals, and you can cut and paste if you want. Alright, so we're taking out the first digit and we're throwing them into max and min. And so when it goes into here in this for loop, it'll have something to compare it to as it's running through. Yes. And, right, great. And I've initialized everything to 0 because before it gets to these, it's actually going to put these numbers in. Alright. Whoops. Equals. Oh my god, I'm still using Matt Damon's here. Okay. Eyes is what I want to use. Because why? Because Matt Damon's was up above. Different for loop. Using the eyes. That's what I want to use. Ah, there we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 6, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. Minimum number is 1. The maximum number is 10. Sum total is 55. I rest my case.